Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can see, we're in a little different position. We are going to do a video on the live rig as it is now. I played a little set yesterday at the LA Synth Expo thing, and this is the rig that I took out. Some things went awesome, one thing kind of went off, but as I look back at it, it didn't really go off. So let's just run through the rig and then I'll show you how I play. And yeah, I don't usually ask this, but if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave them below and I'll do my best to answer everything. Before I get too stuck into it, I just wanted to give two shout outs. One to Stimming's live masterclass. That really helped open my eyes to some of the downfalls of my rig that I had and sort of show me where I could do better. That's really good. So if you're looking to sort of get into a live rig, I would highly suggest picking up that. I purchased the masterclass so I can kind of see another setup. And Liam Killen's YouTube channel, where he has a bunch of different artists on there showing their live rigs, taking little bits and pieces from each of them and kind of putting it into my own, has really helped kind of get it to the point where it is now. So you saw in one of my other videos, if you've been following along this series, that I had the drum machine, I had the launch control, I had one blue box and one black box. I had the peak, which is now swapped out, and I had a 303, which has been swapped out for the 101. So now I have this right-hand black box as the master. It's the clock master, sending clock to the black box, and then also sending clock. It's actually going through this little splitter, so then that sends clock into there, and then from that the clock goes into the TR8 and this black box. And then from this black box, this is like the sequencer and the loop player, and that's sending sequences to the JU06 and the SH01 alpha, so the 101 and the 10606 sort of synth. So the way that I have it is, it's got some stuff muted. If I bring that up, so I have this keyboard attached to this synth, so then I can kind of do, if I don't have a sequence playing, I can play live over the top, which is really cool. But then when I kind of want to more focus on the drums or maybe doing effects or swapping tracks over, I can just let a sequence play. You can see over from the sequence window, I've just got sequence triggering this. So then I can kind of have a bit more hands-on. But if my bandwidth is kind of maxed out, I can go and just let the sequence trigger that, and then I can just kind of play around with the filter. Drum machine's a drum machine. It's just always doing its thing. And the 101 is mainly just being sequenced. Obviously, I don't have a keyboard attached to it, but I just play with the filters and the tuning to make sure it's in the right key. And yeah, that's pretty much how the sequencing is coming from the black box. The one big pitfall I found of the last setup that I had was only having one blue box and one black box, and I was planning to just have the drums going the whole time, is when I swapped tracks, it didn't necessarily get locked into the timing, and it kind of was a little bit out. But the way that I have it now is just the clock is continually going from the right box into the left box and into the drum machine. When I swap a track, it just automatically starts playing and it's already locked in, and I don't have to worry about the timing too much. The other little bits and pieces that I've added is, you can kind of see over here, we've got a reverb, another one that's suggested from Stimming, and I find it's really good. It's just super basic, doesn't do too much, but it works really well. And then underneath, on the advice of Enrique, he suggested the leveling mixer. I was looking at some other ones. The really nice leveling mixer, pretty cheap, gets the job done. and it can kind of control everything a little bit without sort of having the kick drum overriding everything. So I have that as the reverb as the send. At the moment, I'm just monitoring via the interface because everything's going to the interface. Another really good thing before I get stuck into playing a song and showing you how I transition and stuff like that is when I turn up, I have one power cable going from my power board here, and then I just have XLR. I have TRS going from, TS going from the compressor to the front of house. Makes it super easy. One power cable, one stereo output, and that's it. I don't have to worry about setting up anything else. And then having it in this case, the case is a mixer case from Gator. They're really cool. They gave me a discount on that, so that was really nice of them. And I'll leave a link to the one that I used. I'm not getting any affiliate or anything like that. It's just really nice of them to give me a discount. And if you're looking for the same one, which I had to search a ton to kind of find one that would fit everything in, this is the one that I chose. And again, I'll leave a link below. The one big thing that I'm kind of a little bit bummed at is I would really love the peak here, because I know that synth inside out. I just didn't have the room. That was the big thing. Not having the room to kind of get it in there. It kind of went over here and was leaning on a bunch of power cables. I wasn't really into that too much, so that's why I swapped that out. And then I've also got a keyboard. I was thinking about some other ones, but they were a little bit longer. This one fits nicely. Once I play it out for a little bit and I'm really happy, I will get this sort of style foam, put it in all of the parts so then everything is locked in. Even though I had to walk a little bit to the venue, things moved around a little bit, but for the most part, it was really good. Good to go, nice and easy. So yeah, so if I push play on this one, you can see it will start to sequence a bunch of stuff. We got the drum machine going, and you can see the drum machine. I just keep it on the mute page, so then if I want to mute something, I can just mute it there. So if we come across, we can start playing some of the synths and whatnot. We got that trigger in there. So let's turn that one off for now, and then let's turn on both of these sequences for the O1 and the chords here. Pull down. So I got a sample playing and these two synths and the drum machine going at the moment. So now this offers me a little bit. I always kind of have this snare set up as a really long reverb. Just kind of add a little bit more atmosphere. It's easy to grab to. I always just tend to have the clap as my sort of, instead of having a snare, have the clap going. And then up the top, so I've got my sample set up as a voice on the bottom, 4 synths, 3 guitars, and then some percussion. So if I add a percussive loop in, got the percussive loop going there. And then we can bring in the vocal bit.
I knew these people.
And this is where I like to, I've got the delay and the reverb set up to these, and then I have the filter here. If I come across...
They were in love with each other. I knew these people.
So if I put the delay on, you can hear that sort of does something weird.
With each other. I knew these people.
Really works well on vocals. And if I add this reverb in,
two people.
It's a really good swell sort of thing. So adding it to the synth there.
They were in love with each other. I knew these people. These two people. They were in love with each other.
So just say we've been playing the track for a little bit, we've kind of been playing around. What I'll do then is on this black box I have the audio, I have one of the synths going out into this black box. So if I bring up the mix, the record, you can see we've got the levels there. So we got one bar, a little bit there. We can push play. So this sequence is playing now. We can see we've got volume coming up there. And bring in some drums. And now this is where I go and select another track on this one. So we got here, we'll go in, make you mine. We're gonna add some vocals. I'm gonna filter this one up a little bit. So I got the 101 and the over here on the 5th. So now we're playing the second track. I mean, it's a little bit rough because I'm kind of trying to describe what I'm doing at the same time, but so we can come across to that vocal, filter it down a little bit. Filter it down a little bit more, bring that ride out. So now we just got this little arpeggiated line over here, and we have the bass line coming from here. Now we bring in the synths. Now I have a bunch of percussive loops here, so tats. Bring in the guitar. Bring in some other different vocals now. And for that guitar, we can do the little delay effect. Kind of get the nice little panning going there. Pull all the drums out. We still got the arpeggiator here. So there you go. Pretty much how I'm going to keep the rig for a while. Yeah, I really like it. I would like to maybe swap the reverb pedal out for something else. But obviously it's just the constraint of the space. But yeah, and just obviously this is kind of a little bit loose in here and everything like that. There's a lot of cables. Just getting everything a little bit more tidy, I think it'll be really good, but I'm kind of digging it. The other thing that I could change out is the launch control and get some of the smaller controls, which is the faders. It's just like payoffs and takeaways from everything. This has 3 per channel, which I can have a delay, reverb, and filter. The ones I've been looking at only have 1. Kind of just, you could do it within the actual box, but I kind of like having the hands on so I don't have to page jump and everything like that. But yeah, hopefully you kind of understand everything that's going on. And if you have any other questions or anything like that, feel free to leave them below and I'll do my best to answer them. Definitely check out the Stimming Masterclass and check out Liam Killen's channel. Tons of really good content when it comes to live performance and stuff like that. Maybe the music that the live performers are not really your thing, but you can still take away different bits and pieces to put into your own set, like maybe utilizing a piece of equipment or whatnot. But yeah, hopefully you got something out of this, and biggest thing, hopefully this inspired you to create something today. Until next time, see you later.